All right. Thank you for your patience on adjustment there. All right. So we got cut off when we're talking about the southern devil scorpion. It's found in Kentucky, the only species found in Kentucky. Stings prey with its stinger and then eats their prey by holding it with their little claws. It can deliver a pretty painful sting like that of a wasp, but unless you're allergic to the venom, which you probably won't know unless you get stung by it, then just a painful sting will be the end result. It could cause you to have anaphylaxis shock if you're allergic to it, but I don't think, again, you wouldn't know that unless you get stung and then you have the reaction to it. Friends of ours have bought a cabin down in Lake Cumberland area, and their cabin has them crawling around in their porch and have been inside, so they can come in houses and things, just like spiders. Class Insecta: moths, butterflies, flies, beetles, wasps, ants, bugs, cicada. This is the most numerous group of animals on the face of the earth, and they are really insects. All bugs are insects, but not all insects are bugs. All right, there are true bugs, and we'll look at those in just a second. But insects have 3 pairs of walking legs, so they have 3 pairs that are attached to their thorax. They have a separate thorax, head, thorax, and abdomen, whereas the other groups before have had a cephalothorax, where the head and thorax were fused. They're the most numerous animal group, and they come in all forms and shapes. Praying mantis, Japanese beetle, this, and this. This is stonefly, mayfly, and caddisfly. Their larvae live in the water, and then the adults emerge from the water and they mate and lay their eggs and die. So they live in the water sometimes 1, sometimes 2 or 3 years, and they are very good indicators of water quality. There's grasshoppers, of course. There's a big wasp called the cicada killer that actually eats cicadas, right? And what they'll sting the cicada, take it back to their burrow, and lay their eggs in the cicada, and then the eggs come out and form larvae, and the larvae eat the cicada from the inside out. There's dragonflies, moths, butterflies, flies. This is called the velvet ant. It is actually a wingless wasp. It's also called the cow killer, and that is anything that first of all, it looks red. Red is natural warning sign, says you better not mess with me. All right. But it also is just an extremely painful sting. So is the cicada killer. This praying mantis is like the black widow. When after mating, the female will grab the male and eat it for extra nutrition. This thing in the bottom left-hand corner is a true bug. They have piercing mouth parts, and we talked about Chagas disease. This is the kind of bug that actually transmits the Chagas disease. 2 other groups are the centipedes and millipedes. Centipedes have one pair of legs per segment, those segments. Millipedes have two pairs of legs per segments. The centipedes are carnivores. They also, some of them have a venomous bite. And millipedes are really herbivores or decomposers. They just eat plant material, fungal material, etc. The last invertebrate phylum is called Echinodermata. Echino means spiny. If you go to a dermatologist, you go to the skin doctor, so they're spiny-skinned animals. And we've had bilateral symmetry for a while now, but now we go back to radial symmetry. They have organ systems, and they have this one organ system called the water vascular system. This is sort of a water vacuum system. They suck in water, creates a vacuum, and it runs through a series of canals and tubes until you get to the arms, and at the end of the arms they have these little things called tube feet, and they're little things that allow them to move around. It also allows them to grasp food. They can regenerate body parts. If you cut a starfish in half, and you'll get two starfish, and those starfish will regrow arms, and so they can regenerate their body parts. They have body covered with spines or plates, and all of these are marine. They're found in oceans and seas. The first group are asteroids, Asteroidea. Pew, 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 pew. For those of you that are old enough to know what Asteroids, the video game, and it's awesome visuals, but Asteroidea are starfish, and you can see all different kinds. There's one called a sun star, and it looks like the sun, doesn't it? And so all shapes and sizes. They're carnivores. And a really cool thing about starfish is that they can, with that water vascular system, they can put enough pressure on an oyster to open the oyster shell. Anybody has actually tried to open a live mussel or oyster with your hands, it's not anything that you can do. You have to cut their muscles in order to get in the open up the oyster or clam, and but they have enough pressure put on the oyster or clam that they can actually open the shell up, and when they do, they exert their stomach out of their mouth into the opening, and then they use enzymes to break down the body material, and then it's all liquefied. They slurp everything in the stomach back up through the mouth into the body. Is that cool or what? You can actually look that up on YouTube, and you can see videos of it. So that's pretty cool. Echinoids, or Echinoidea, are sea urchins and sand dollars, and they have more spines on there instead of plates like the asteroids. But you can see urchins have those spines. They can cause some painful pain if you step on them. And then sand dollars are covered with a skin that has a sort of sandpapery, spiny covering. Most of the time you find them, they're actually dead, and they don't have this skin coating on them. Two other groups of echinoderms are the sea cucumber right here, and then the brittle stars. There's actually a fish that lives inside the sea cucumber. As it moves through the bottom, it stirs up the bottom floor, and when it does, food particles are produced up into the water column, and then the fish eat the food. When the danger comes along, they go back into the into the mouth of the sea cucumber. So that is the invertebrates. I hope you have enjoyed that, and we will go to the vertebrates here in a second.